kind of interesting how you end up socializing with people. There at Hartner, our closest friends were associated with the school district, except for Dr. and Mrs. Cheshire. They were close. We really spent a lot of time with them and very, very much enjoyed them. Who are school-age youngster had his classmates had something to do with who we socialized with, though, also. Paul and Liz Grice, Bill and Thelma Graves. There was a Donny Graves, first grader. There was a Tommy Grice, first grader. Boys got along well with each other, and they became card-playing, visit back and forth friends with both the Graves and the Grices. At school, the boys didn't particularly catch my eye any more than anybody else's at first, and Donny never did. But Tommy, now that was a different story. You know, this was a time, I believe, that we had our very first experience with the school hot lunch program, and it was a good one. Della Trotter ran a good ship, and she and those ladies could cook, and it was home, like home cooking. You know, small school, they could do that. Well, so excited about it. It was so good, so much better than those old sandwiches that I used to carry as a kid and so on. Oh, I loved to eat at the hot lunch program myself, and our son enjoyed it. Most of the kids really enjoyed it. Most of the kids ate very well, and maybe we had some rules that weren't quite right. I don't know. But part of the rules we thought were in keeping with what the federal government expected if they were going to give us commodities. One of them was you took what was served and you tasted everything, and preferably you ate everything. Boy, most of the kids, most of us adults, that wasn't a problem. Food was good. You ate it all. Drank the milk. Not Tommy Grice. Shy little guy, I think, maybe, was part of it. And I suspect maybe what we had for lunch didn't really match up with what he was used to eating at home. I don't know. What I do know is that young Mr. Grice became very well known to me early on because the ladies pointed out that he just wasn't eating. And boy, you didn't get excused if you didn't eat. So I started watching a little to see, and sure enough, Tommy didn't eat much at all. And everybody else would get their food eaten and leave, and little Tommy's sitting there, and sitting there, and sitting there, day after day. Well, that's how I got to know how we got to know the Grices first, is that I had to arrange a meeting here so we can talk this matter over. And from that, we ended up going out to their place, and they came into our place, and so on. So how long I'd let that go on before I got around to involving the parents. But once they were involved, Tommy ate maybe a little better, but there was also a very firm understanding between the Grices and the principal superintendent, me, that you don't hold my boy there forever. You hold him a reasonable amount of time and excuse him and let him get on out and have some playtime with the kids. Absolutely, they were right. We, found it a little strange, Donna and I did, that Paul and Liz lived in a little house with the kids, and Mom and Dad lived in the big house with just Mom and Dad. Oh, I think Mom and Dad kind of claimed a little claim on one or two of the kids and kind of tried to make them their kids too and spend a lot of time at the house, but it seemed odd to us. to me, it just seemed like lots of times that the elders were not giving the proper respect to the man who's doing most of the work, and that I thought deserved more respect and more authority than he had. Well, on the other hand, the Graves, oh, they were pretty big farmers and pretty big dairymen. And danged if they didn't have kind of a similar arrangement, only it was an aunt that apparently had the controlling interest in the property. And again, I thought maybe they didn't get quite enough respect, that maybe too many decisions were made by the elder generations. Well, now that I'm an elder generation person, I'm not so sure they were wrong. No, really, I didn't like it then, and I don't think it was right looking back now. But one of the things that Donny got from Thelma Graves was that there was a farmer's almanac, a farmer's calendar, a cattleman's almanac that Thelma used to pay. She paid some attention to the dates in there about when to wean calves, and that's the time to wean a baby if you're nursing a baby. So she shared that information with Donna. Donna, I think, paid some attention to that. And then it turns out that maybe there was also some things about the moon or the age and months. I don't remember all the details. That's when you want to do the potty training. To this day, Donna says, you know, I think there was something to it. Interesting, interesting. You never know how much your children influence what you do. And both the Graves and the Grices had younger children, so that our Rita had somebody to play with too when we were visiting in those homes. Made it very, very nice, very comfortable, and let you get a little closer to the real community. The school community is a great community, but it's not the community.